I guess for me, like seeing the way you've developed your combative
Mantis.
It's like Mantis, and it's just and it's your interpretation. But I love it, and I can see how from a very martial arts, strict, no nonsense, messing about, you've taken the techniques and you've done it in a way which is more natural, in the way that you wouldn't. It's not something like.
No, it can't be.
You know, it's not like that, but it's kind of.
Well, initially, as a beginner, you'll get beginners lined up in a traditional format, and they've got to do this.
Yes.
Because that's the lines.
Yes.
And you're trying to get them, because you want them to keep their elbows down, but they don't. And we're trying to make that, and it's lines. When someone would look at this, they go, "Well, your elbows up." That's it. It's a fight. At the end of the day, I'm not going to get someone to go with my little fingers out of the way. It's a fight. That's very, very important. Do I understand that it's important that I keep my elbow down? Of course I do. But in a fight, there's always going to be these things. But a fight's gross motor.
Yes.
So the skill element, well, that main thing, as I said before, everything I do is if I do this, if I throw the hook and you bob out of the way and you come with another hook. Boom. I want to just go into what originally I wanted to attack you with that, but you brought in a hook, so I'm like, shit, I'll defend it instead. But I won't even think about defending it because it's part of the sequence. And you throw the technique, I just do what I've got to do.
And I guess what I can see is that you're working against techniques which aren't specifically normally taught in Mantis. Where a Mantis guy training with a Mantis guy wouldn't normally throw a jab and a hook. He wouldn't.
But what would you see out on the street? And it doesn't matter if you fight me Mantis or you fight. The thing again when we supposedly get to a level is, I remember saying to some people, go and fight beginners. I don't want to fight beginners. Why? Because they don't throw properly. They throw. No, actually they do. And you've now got to go, boom. This is how I deal with it because. Yes, if I fought a Mantis guy, I pretty much know what I'm going to do. But I don't know the person I'm talking to on the street. I don't know what they are. I don't know what their capabilities are. All I know is it's got to end. And I've got to sort it out. It's got to be as vicious as it can be for that moment. And I appreciate the law and I appreciate about that. But this is saying, you know what, I had no chance to move backwards. I had no chance. I've got two people. Here's an interesting one for camera. If I've got two people, how do I fight two people? I hurt you as hard and as violent as I can, change their mindset. So when I get you and I grab you and I headbutt you and I bite you and I spit the piece at them, that's what stops me fighting two people. If you think martial arts are great for fighting more than one, then they've got to be the worst people on the world, and that was okay. But normally to fight more than one person, hurt one person so severely that the others don't want to be involved. And you change their mindset. And it's all about mindset. When I attack you, I'm attacking you with a mindset. Now if you clock me with a punch and I go down, that's life. It was great, you were better than me, and that's life. It doesn't mean my system was bad, it just meant you were better than me on that day at that time.
Yes.
Okay, and as martial artists should shake hands and go, thanks, that was a great tussle. So it doesn't mean I don't fight that way because the line's important for me. So when I'm coming in, if you'll throw a straight jab at me, it's important for me to punch in the correct manner because it means I intercept it.
Yes.
If I punch weak, you're going to hit me first. And another saying in Mantis, you go first, I arrive first. But I arrive first is because my lines are correct.
And that's
And that's what stops it. And that's when it allows me to take over whether I want to crash this bridge or I want to move in. But that's why it's important to have that structure. But again, going back to, but here's the thing, if you did this, turn to the sides, bring in your guard, you've got a proper combative fighting stance. From here, bring it into straight line, bring everything back in protection. Because I don't want to stand there. If I stand like this, once it's gone combatives, I'm going to get caught. So combatives, again, we have to shrink it all up because this gives us that explosion, that gang that we're looking for. And my fighting distance has to be here. This is where I'm going to fight. So when I put these in, they're going to go in here. But the energy of power, if you watch the hip, and we get this in Mantis, but I just got to put a pad on because it's like the inch punch, but it seems if I don't want to put it into. But just watch. So put your arms here. So here. So I need to hit here. Boom! From here.
Oh, that's lovely.
But what I want to do is I don't actually want you going backwards. So I'm holding on to it. Does that make sense? So from the demonstration, I made you go back. And that was too large. Watch from here, just the hip. Yeah, and that is, but when I hold on to you, it means the technique, it means the technique goes into you, okay? But again, boom, it's the other arm that's going to be the problem.
And that's essentially like Geng. It's essentially,
it is Geng.
That's essentially Geng.
It is Geng. Yeah. Everything is boom. I think Geng's explosion, because this here, and I question this all the time. We did all this, and then we Geng.
Yeah.
But what does that do? What does that bit do? What does that hit? So what I've said is, why does the technique have to be finishing here? Why doesn't it finish here? That's where I'm hitting, not here. If you come in with a knife or something, boom, I can come here and then come here.
Yes.
So I still use the same thing, but you force me to make the defence first because of the weapon, and then I come to the attack.
So essentially you're saying all of these ranges
is any target.
Is any target.
What they're giving you.
It's not just here to here. It's here, 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 or here.
But makes sense if we agree, and you look at the science. If the neck area is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body, it makes sense that I want to hit that.
Yes.
Because if you're a big rugby player, I'm still going to have to hit that a few times, but it'd probably be better than trying to hit your body, because you're going to take it.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, and this part, the Geng at the end. So what I've said is, here's your chop. Here's the Geng, boom, short, into neck, bang, and that's short, that's the Geng, not down here. I would never, there's nothing, even if what am I going to Geng here? Yeah, unless I can bring it up to this sort of punch.
Yeah.
So it'll be here, boom, and then we talked about Geng being, boom, explosive, so I'm going to hit, I explode off, and that's where, if it's a low line, I chop, boom, I'm coming back to where I know the main target is for me, and that's the Geng. This open up, as I say, this line, this can be an elbow, can be a chop, can be a grab. But it's this line, it's up to you to decide how you want to train it. And the more you train something, the more it becomes natural and the more you'll use something. But that's where I question now everything that I'm doing and saying, and in a sense that's what Bagwell said to me. He said, why did it have to be the elbow? It didn't have to be, it could be what he wanted to be, as long as we're not changing the technique. So I'm doing this because that's what we do in the form. And that's what I'm saying is, it's still Southern Mantis.
Yes.
It's now bringing it to where we are in the 21st century and saying this is the nature of fighting. I don't know how they fought because I can only read the books.
Yes.
Now you see it because you've got it on videos, you've got it on YouTube, you've got it on TV day in day. You see how people fight, and that's what we're saying. So the Geng is there, but it's a shot. This is a Geng, but I need it short. But the only reason I say I'm knocking you back is because I want to hit you.
Yes.
Not knocking you back because I think this is going to knock you flying. I don't want to knock you flying because it means I've got to go and get you. I'll grab in, knock you, but more importantly, the technique's coming in that I wanted it to do. I'm keeping holding you, and that knocking, that short Geng is creating my space and my opening to attack. I don't ever know if I've knocked someone out because I'm too busy hitting them. Okay, but that's the theory. It's not one hit, one kill. We practice for it, but reality is they move. Reality is you missed. So you must keep with that intent of going on. And again, if I don't hit you, if I get in this range, you're going to grapple me. Yeah, because that's it. But as you grapple, boom, then I can come back to my hitting.
Yes.
So, because I don't want to go in grappling, it's not my skill area. And when I was growing up, I used to think, there's boxers, but they're on the floor. What are they doing on the floor? The boxers, they should be standing up. But the natural instinct of someone in close is to grab.
Yeah.
Now, if you're skilled at grabbing, then I'm probably going to be in trouble. So, as I take that skill, I've got to look at a way of short techniques and then looking at opening up, just so I can get on with my job. Otherwise, if I take on the same format where we both grab and we both tussle, it's not combative element for me.
Yeah.
I need to use the theories of combatives to get me out of a natural reaction, which is to grab, and carry on with my striking, which is what we're predominantly up, striking. So when we're in Mantis and we talk about heavy hand and all that, and how does that apply to combatives? That comes from the chai sound, the doi drum, that develops a heavy handiness. And the most important concept that you must always do, whenever you touch someone, that's a hit. It's as simple as that. Now, you can make it just, can you stand there for me, my friend, or you can make it a hit. But when you're learning to grab on, to convince you not to do anything more, it's a heaviness to it. And that comes from Mantis. I haven't seen a system that has that theory of heavy hand in there. We spend a lot of time training it, but again, we need to bring it back into practicalities.
Fantastic.